So you're wanting to move to Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, I want you to get ready for a roller coaster ride through the city. So you will discover the hidden charm and challenges of the Tar Heel City. So whether you're a local that lives here or you're thinking of moving to the Raleigh area, Raleigh will have surprises in store for you. I want you to hear the paradise and pitfalls of Raleigh, North Carolina. So the first paradise we're going to talk about is going to be the job opportunities in Raleigh. Now, if you are thinking of a career in tech,
I need a job.
Definitely Raleigh is going to be the place for you. So Raleigh has named itself the East Coast in invention, and for good reason. First one is going to be Apple. They're coming here and they're building a 2.7 million square foot building that's going to be 7 stories high. Google's also coming here. It's coming to the Durham area, and they are actually building the building right now as we speak. We also have the Research Triangle Park, or RTP. RTP has over 300 companies and 65,000 employees. RTP is one of the most prominent high-tech research and development parks in the United States. The park covers 7,000 acres and is situated in a pine forest. And there's also a Toyota plant coming to Raleigh, well, close to Raleigh. It's going to be about an hour away in Chatham County. The Toyota plant plans to bring 3,000 jobs here and invest $8 billion into the electrical vehicle battery plant. Now, if you're looking at salary-wise, the average salary for North Carolina is around $58,260, and in Raleigh, it's $61,759. The unemployment rate for the state is 8.7, but in Raleigh, it's 6.7. The next paradise I talk about is going to be the natural beauty of Raleigh.
I love the outdoors.
Now, Raleigh's a good-sized city. It is the capital, second largest city in North Carolina behind Charlotte, but we have 100 lakes near Raleigh. In the top 10 lakes near Raleigh are going to be as follows. Bass Lake, which is 54 acres, Lake Lynn, which is 55 acres, Lake Johnson, 150 acres, Lake Captree, 520 acres, Lake Wheeler, 650 acres, Lake Benson, 650 acres also, Buckhorn Reservoir, 2,300 acres, Lake Harris, 4,100 acres, Falls Lake, 12,410 acres, and the best lake near Raleigh is going to be Jordan Lake. And Jordan Lake has 13,940 acres. Now, I've been out to Jordan Lake myself a few times, and it's a fantastic lake. You can kayak out there, fish out there, obviously hike, trails to take, and just a great time. And it's so close to Raleigh. And if you're looking for natural greenways, you want to look far, Raleigh has over 28 trails and over 100 miles of greenway. And if you're looking for a place to take the kids, no worries. We have over 200 parks in the Raleigh surrounding areas. So another natural great beauty of living in Raleigh is you are close to the mountains, about 3-4 hours away, depending which mountains you go to, but definitely check out the Blue Ridge Mountains and fall foliage. Now, the fall foliage usually starts around September time frame, and it's best in the mountains, but usually by mid-October, it spreads across the whole state. Every autumn, millions of people visit North Carolina because of the fall foliage, and they love watching the change of the colors of leaves from a mixture of red, purple, yellow, and orange.
Raising a family and growing old together.
So the next paradise of Raleigh, North Carolina is going to be raising a family here in Raleigh. Raleigh just got ranked number 18 for best city in America to raise a family for 2023. Now, niche.com gave Raleigh this rating, and they did over 1,300 reviews, with 451 of them being excellent for Raleigh, North Carolina. Now, Raleigh got an A+ overall. They got an A for public schools, and they also got an A for best place to raise a family. So Niche rated Raleigh Charter High School as the 3rd best in North Carolina, Greenway Level as the 4th best, Wake Early College as the 5th best. They also ranked Quest Academy as 4th best elementary school, and the list goes on and on. And if you're looking for higher education, look no further. According to U.S. News, the best colleges are Duke, named 7th nationwide, UNC Chapel Hill ranked number 22, and North Carolina State University ranked number 60, all for North Carolina. So here's some of the pitfalls I'm going to talk about. First one is going to be crime. Now, I know I just said Raleigh ranked number 1 for overall best place to raise a family, which kind of contradicts what we're saying about the crime here. So Niche.com gave Raleigh, North Carolina a C rating for crime, and you're probably wondering why, how that happened, how they get an A+. Well, definitely overall, Raleigh is an A. What's with the uptake of crime? Well, I think definitely just everybody is finding out about Raleigh, wanting to move here. So definitely with a larger population, as it grows and grows, you're going to have more crime. It's not like where it's Mayberry or a little town where you have 100 or 200 or 1,000 people living there, and the crime is going to be less because everybody knows everybody. As the city grows, definitely the crime is going to grow too, just the nature of the beast. And just to give you some quick numbers real quick, Wake County saw an overall 2% increase in violent crimes between 2021 and 2022, according to SBI data. Cary, which is a suburb of Raleigh, saw a 15% increase in crime overall, and Raleigh saw a 7% increase in crime overall. And when I went to Neighborhood Scout, they ranked Raleigh number 13 out of 100, and don't let that fool you, 100 being the safest. So kind of a bad rating there, definitely. But here's some good news, if there's good news with crime. Raleigh ranked 72% safer than other North Carolina cities and 43% safer than other cities in the United States.
This is so expensive.
Next pitfall I'll talk about is going to be the cost of living in Raleigh, North Carolina. Now, it's probably lower than most other cities like Los Angeles, New York, Chicago. There's going to be some cities in Florida and Texas, but still, we are ranked the highest for North Carolina. So definitely do your research. If you're moving here from a bigger city, definitely check out the salary. If your salary is $100,000 in, let's say, Los Angeles, what it would be compared to living in Raleigh, North Carolina? Obviously, it's going to be a whole lot better here if you can keep that same job or same type of salary and you move to the Raleigh area. So the cost of living in Raleigh, North Carolina is 2% higher than the state average, but it's 4% lower than the national average. To live comfortably in Raleigh, North Carolina, they recommend a $81,000 salary a year for a family and $51,000 if you're single, and that's to live comfortably. Now, the median price range home here in Raleigh, North Carolina is $475,000. The national average is $431,000, and the state average is $320,000. So definitely, home prices here are a lot higher. Renting a house or apartment here is 6.1% higher than the national average, but mortgages are 5.3% lower than the national average. So definitely, if you're looking to move to Raleigh and you're going to stay here, definitely I would recommend end up buying a house here eventually. Save out on that summer rent money. So we do have the best health care in North Carolina, being near Duke Hospital and UNC Chapel Hill. But unfortunately, our healthcare cost is pretty high. We are 5% higher than the U.S. average, and that's seeing doctors and a dentist. Next pitfall I'm going to talk about is going to be two things, the humidity and the pollen.
More than 100% humidity.
And definitely, if you're not used to humidity here, it's extremely hot during the summertime. They rank anything higher than 50% humidity as being very high humidity here. And the average humidity here is around 82% during the summertime. And North Carolina is ranked number 9 as the most humid state. Now, the temperatures here can get up to about 90 degrees, but with the humidity being 82%, it's going to feel like 113 degrees. So ways to fight the humidity, definitely change your air filter more frequently. It sounds pretty common to do. Use those ceiling fans. Don't neglect your HVAC maintenance. I have my HVAC unit service twice a year, once before the summer starts or once when winter spots start, because the last thing you want is to be calling the HVAC guy who's going to be extremely busy when it's super cold or super hot out. And the fourth thing you can do is add a dehumidifier. That helps out a lot. So definitely,
Hey, I can't do pollen.
if the humidity is going to be a factor for you, I would recommend those things. Next thing is going to be the pollen. Now, the pollen is the worst around March time frame. So the time of this video, if you're watching it, because I'm filming it in March, it's probably going to get real bad here for about 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. It gets super bad. Everything's covered in the yellow stuff. And the type of pollen this is tree pollen and pine pollen, and that's when it gets the worst during the March time frame. About this time, you're probably wishing for rain every single day just to wash away all the yellow stuff. Definitely don't roll down your windows during this time, because you'll be eating the yellow stuff as it flies into your car and gets all over your dash and everything. And right when the tree and pine pollen start, the grass pollen starts. So the grass pollen starts usually around mid-spring, and it's going to last to around fall time. It's not as bad as the other two I just mentioned, but it definitely could play a factor. So if you got bad allergies, you may want to think about moving to North Carolina. So some of the best symptoms to avoid the grass pollen, obviously, don't cut your grass. You're probably thinking, I had to cut my grass. Well, hire somebody to do it, or find someone in your household where the grass does not affect them as much. The grass pollen does not bother me, so I cut the grass. Well, I cut the grass in my house anyway. And to avoid the grass pollen at the worst times, don't go outside between 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. That's when the grass pollen is the worst. If you enjoyed this video, please check out this video right here that YouTube recommends to you. And if you're thinking of buying, selling, or investing in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, please reach out to the team and I. We would love to help you. See you guys in the next video.